A Trump cabinet official has just been embroiled in a new and embarrassing drug scandal, but one like you have never seen before. At least for your sake, whatever your history with drugs, I hope you have not seen anything like this. Get ready to groan and to giggle. Welcome to the David Reddish Show. Welcome to the show, my beautiful Occupy Democrats viewers. I'm David Reddish. First, my heartfelt thanks to all of you who messaged me about my surgery today or who donated to my recovery fund on Ko-Fi. Yes, if you are seeing this video right now, I'm already on the operating table, so wish me luck and pray I don't swell too much. I'll be back on Monday, and if I am bruised, swollen, or both, I am not above throwing on a veil or a Michael Jackson-style mask. That's a mask like he used to wear, not a mask of him. These reports are already terrifying enough, and I'm trying to attract more subscribers, not give anyone nightmare fuel. So please subscribe now. I promise, no Michael Jackson mask. But okay, let's get to it, shall we? In the Trump administration, stupidity is more contagious than syphilis, which would go a long way toward explaining the mental decay of that orange menace in the Oval Office. I mean, just ask Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr., a man who claims to know more than actual doctors and scientists about diseases, but seems to be suffering from a nasty case of stupid himself. But don't worry, RFK Jr. is making it even harder for you to get life-saving drugs and vaccines. Look, roll the clip.
While speaking to federal health workers yesterday, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said he will use the agency's resources to investigate the nation's problem with chronic diseases, pointing to some antidepressants as a potential cause.
We will convene representatives of all viewpoints to study the causes for the drastic rise in chronic disease. Some of the possible factors we will investigate were formerly taboo or insufficiently scrutinized. A childhood vaccine schedule, electromagnetic radiation, glyphosate, other pesticides, ultra-processed foods, artificial food additives, SSRI and other psychiatric drugs. Nothing is going to be off limits.
President Trump signed an executive order last week that called medications including SSRIs, mood stabilizers, and antipsychotic drugs a threat. Now, critics of the executive order say SSRIs save lives, but supporters of the move say the drugs are overprescribed and carry serious risks.
Okay, hang on. I have to say this. As someone who has many friends who struggle with their mental health and who rely on antidepressants to treat everything from chronic depression to very potentially dangerous conditions like bipolar disorder, this man infuriates me to no end. And you'd think the skyrocketing number of life-threatening measles cases in this country, see our other videos for more on that, would maybe make him rethink his approach to all of this. But as with all members of the Trump administration, RFK has an allergy to introspection as well as common sense. And now he has landed himself at the center of an embarrassing scandal that seems to perfectly encapsulate every reckless and moronic thought that man has ever had. Speaking earlier with podcaster Theo Vaughn, Kennedy ignited a drug scandal of a different kind. Check this out.
That's wild. Yeah, that's where we met each other. Yeah, like 7 a.m. meetings above the bank over there. That was a good meeting.
They shut those down during COVID.
I know. That was heartbreaking. That was
one of the most. We still did live meetings every day during COVID. We moved from the bank. There was about 15 of us who moved from the bank, and we got into the Palisades Playhouse, which now is burned down during the fire. But it was kind of a pirate group, and I mean, for me, I said this when we came in, and I said, I don't care what happens, I'm going to a meeting every day.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats. And I know this disease will kill me.
Right.
Like if I don't treat it, which means going to meetings every day, it's just bad for my life. So for me, it was survival. And then, that the opportunity to help another alcoholic, that's the secret sauce of the meetings. And That's what keeps us all sober and keeps us, from self-will.
He used to do cocaine off toilet seats, so he's not afraid of COVID. Okay, all right, let's break this morsel of wisdom down, shall we? I have known many people who have struggled with drugs over the years, and I have read accounts of scores more. But who does cocaine off a toilet seat? I'm surprised he hasn't tried to ban them yet as part of the ongoing drug crackdown on Venezuela. Again, see our other videos for more on all of that. But more importantly, I, and I'm guessing you, dear viewer, lived through 2 years of total misery due to the COVID pandemic. I know people who still struggle with the after effects, and I know people who died, young people who died of this disease. And to see the Secretary of Health and Human Services be so flippant to ignore the overwhelming majority of evidence and scientific consensus that vaccines and drugs like antidepressants save lives, while diseases like the measles or COVID kill people, it's beyond infuriating. And if I ever meet that man, I'm liable to punch him in the brainworm. But, on the other hand, I do appreciate his honesty and candor. After all, the next time he says something totally stupid and we all ask ourselves, what is that guy snorting? Well, now we know. Cocaine with a toilet chaser. Explains a lot. This is the David Reddish Show.